Hello everybody, this is Dennis up here, aka Desi, and today we're going to be talking about Uncharted Territory. Now, Uncharted Territory was a mini D&D series made by the Yogscast and partner with Wizards of the Coast to sponsor the Tomb of Annihilation. And today, that's what we're going to be looking at. This is my review for Uncharted Territory. First, let's start off with the story. It's a simple story for a short D&D series. The crew have to defeat a giant fetus to save the life of a mysterious woman, only known as Lady K. It's nothing as complex as the stories in the regular campaign, but that makes sense because, like I said, it's a mini-series. The only thing that's kind of bothersome to me is that the campaign is full combat. And I've stated plenty times before that I don't find combat in either shows that interesting. But luckily there was also quite a bit of RP in it. Mostly in the beginning of it, but there was still at least a bit of RP in the last of it. Besides the last episode. But it's fine. I already stated my thoughts on the very final episode of Uncharted Territory in my previous video. Now, let's get into characters. Now this is where the series really shines, as most of the characters are great fun to have on screen. Now, let's start off with my favorite character in the series, Kayla Raytorn, played by Kim Richards. I absolutely love this character. I've loved her ever since they first showed her picture off on the High Rollers Twitter page. From the moment I saw her, not only did I have a massive crush on her, but I knew her character was going to be great. And she was. I love that she's flirtatious and loves to party and be loud and social, but she also loves to learn and about her world and its past, and she's pretty much the exact opposite of Judo. And even though I love Judo, Kayla is much more lively and fun. And hell, I would totally date someone like Kayla. She's that great. I could go on and on and on and on and on about how much I love her character. But we have a few more to go over. So, all I have to say is, good job, Kim. Good job with her. Next, there is the lovable cat, Six Frisky Flames, played by Chris Trott. Fun fact, one day I was pondering, why was his name Six Frisky Flames? Why would Trott name his character something like that? And it's like, I just wanted to know. And during that time, I clicked on a YouTube video. And that YouTube video just so happened to have an ad. And that ad was for a brand of cat food called Friskies. And then right then and there, my mind just... But back to the review. Now, Six was a pretty interesting character. Sadly, he died during episode 6. Oh, the irony. And we got to spend a couple episodes with a new character, whom I'll be talking about soon. But from the time he was on screen, he was an interesting and fun character. I really liked his interactions with Kayla, and you could really feel their bond and their friendship with each other. And it was really refreshing to see Kim and Trott get along so well, considering how Cam and Judo act towards each other in the Lightfall campaign. Now, Judo and Kim are starting to form more of a strong bond and friendship, but it's nothing like Kayla and Six, because where Judo and Cam, their bond is that they've been through shit together and they can talk about it together. With Six and Kayla, you can totally just feel their awesome broship, and it's just great. And yes, he did end up coming back in the final episode and getting resurrected in the end, but by that point, they didn't have too much interaction, as it was the final, and the final was just pretty much one big fight. But overall, Six was a good character and a really fun one at that. Now let's quickly talk about Alec, who was also played by Chris Trott. Even though he was only in a couple of episodes, I still really enjoyed him from the time he was on screen. And in a way, he reminds me a lot of Six, mostly because of the way he talks. Then again, they are both played by Chris Trott. But I guess you could also argue that if you play Chris Trott playing Six and Chris Trott playing Cam Buckland, you can easily tell the difference. But back to the review again, he wasn't as funny as Six was, but he was still interesting. I especially like one particular conversation he has with Kayla about Six. But what really stole the show was his robo-pal Rusty. Just look at that cute little face. The only problem I really had with him is the way he died. It just seems so unexpected and sort of out of character for him. He just seems like the smart and cautious one, and the way he went just didn't make too much sense to me. But overall, he was a pretty good character. Next is Sir Crumsby, played by Matt Toffolo, who, although I didn't find as interesting as Six and Kalar, is still a really fun character. What he lacks in character development and dynamics, he makes up for how funny he is. I tell ya, almost every time Crumsby says something, I'm laughing my ass off. Matt really made this character shine, and I'm really sad this will be his last D&D session for a while, if not forever. So yeah, Crumsby is a really fun character who's played by a great guy. We will miss you, Mr. Toffolo, and I hope to see you in some content in the future. And lastly, there's Fia, played by Katie Morrison. Oh boy. I have quite a lot to say about her character. Now before I get to the bad stuff about Fia, let's talk about what I liked about the character. The first and biggest thing I liked about her was her design. She is a gorgeous looking character. I loved everything about her design, her clothes, her hair, everything. That, and it helps that she was drawn by an amazing artist. I love Nina. Her art is great. I have yet to see a bad art done by her. I have the High Rollers poster over there, and I'm hoping to save up enough money to get the Uncharted Territory poster. Her art is just that great, and Fia's design is amazing. And another thing I liked about Fia was her interactions with Kalar. Now that I think about it, I've said that for a good amount of the characters in this review. I guess Kalar is just so great she could even make my least favorite character interesting. But Fia's interactions with Kalar were actually kind of funny and really enjoyable to watch. With Kalar always trying to flirt with her and Fia just rejecting the crap out of her, it was entertaining to watch. And the last thing I liked about her was the promise she had as a character. Keyword is had. When they first tweeted out a picture of Fia, and they talked about her being a rogue and stuff, I was pretty goddamn excited, I'm not gonna lie. Cause like I said earlier, her design was amazing and beautiful, and a rogue is my favorite class to play as. So I was really looking forward to this character. But boy, was I disappointed. Now, I'm gonna get into the stuff that I did not like about Fia. And trust me, there is a lot I did not like about Fia. But let me just say, for one, that if you personally like Fia, that's great. I'm glad you can find some enjoyment out of her, and this is just my personal opinion on the character. And two, and I cannot stress this enough, this is not an attack on Katie Morrison. I absolutely love Katie. She is like if the sun and a rainbow came together and made a cupcake. She is that cupcake. I cannot upset the cupcake, damn it. If I upset the cupcake, that would make me the biggest douchebag in the world, and I do not want that. And I don't want to make Katie upset because she is just fucking great, okay? But I also have to give my honest opinion because this is a review. So Katie, if there's some chance you're watching this is not on you, girl. I absolutely love you. You are great. So, the first thing I did not like about Fia is that whenever she has the spotlight, she either comes across as a dick or just plain boring. I didn't really get into her character, and I didn't like her time on screen. The only time I even found her slightly interesting as a character alone and not interacting with the other characters is when Katie talked a little bit about her backstory and little bit about herself on the Discord. Not on screen, on the Discord. But that little information gave me a bit of hope. Maybe Fia can be restored. Maybe she can be interesting. Maybe she won't be a character that I dislike. And then once again, I was disappointed. I am really sad that I was disappointed by this character. I wanted to like her. I wanted to grow attached to her so badly. But I never did. And for weeks, I was thinking to myself, why is she like this? What would have made her better? What made her a better character? What made Fia a more enjoyable character? What would have made me like her? And then one day, it hit me. Think about what separates Fia with the other characters. What does Fia have that the other characters don't? A backstory. Fia has a backstory. A reason why she is the way she is. Nobody else in the main crew really has a backstory, and if they do, it's not a very complicated one. But Fia does. And that's when I realized she could have been a great character if she was in a longer series. If she was in a longer series, and not just a mini-series, there would have been more time to develop her, and we could have learned more about her. She would have grown as a character. Fia would be so much better off as a character if she was in something like the Lightfall campaign, where they have time to flesh out each of the main characters. Now, in the last video I uploaded where I talked about the final, I said I was trying to get the chance to interview Katie about Fia, so we could learn more about her. And she said no. Now, I'm not upset about that, because to be completely honest, I knew she would disagree to it from the beginning. She's a busy woman, she got things to do, and I totally understand why she didn't want to do it. It makes... I completely understand, and I'm not upset about it, guys. But, what I am upset about is that she said that she's going to keep Fia's info a secret. Alright, now once again, I love Katie Morrison, and I do not want to hurt her feelings. But, really, Katie? Just a little bit of explaining and information, and no, not just her full name, would redeem your character and make her likable. And I would understand if this would make complete sense if you're hiding her info and, like, not really talking about her that much, if, like, she was going to come back for another series or a spin-off or something. But you've all stated yourselves that we will never see these characters again. And, so, like, why not tell us about her? Her full past? Who is this person who took care of her? How'd she end up in a historical society? And, like, is there at least any possibility of her being able to trust anyone or grow closer to people again? Like, what about my theory video? Did I get any of that right? There are so many questions about Fia that I want to learn and know about. But I never will! We never will! I could honestly go on about Fia. But this is already 2 pages long in the script. So I'm just going to stop right here and hope to God that Katie Morrison will never see this video. Now that that little rant is over, let's go over some of the NPCs. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the NPCs, of course, so I'm just going to choose 3 that really stood out to me. First, there's Laskell Arflisk, who was played by Dylan Sprouse in the prologue. Now, I admit that I watched Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Sweet Life on Deck as a kid, and I was surprised to see him at the Stream of Annihilation. It was honestly a pleasant one. He was a really good character, and I did not see that twist at the end of the prologue coming. And when Mark had to play his character, he did a pretty good job. Next there's Favor, who is absolutely adorable, and in some ways reminds me of Felicia Frostwalker, who we all know I absolutely adore, and I really liked it when she had the spotlight and the moments where she had confidence. She was a really good NPC character. And last, but certainly not least, my favorite NPC character, Martok the Dinosaur! Man, I swear this series is full of adorable characters. Which is actually kind of strange for a campaign that really likes to kill players and is kind of dark. But Martok is just an adorable dino that I wish we had more time with. And I hope Kalar and Six are able to find them. Just don't listen to what Mark says, because he's a butt. Kimrich is confirmed. So overall, I think this is a flawed but enjoyable series. For a 10-episode series that is 2 hours long each, I think it's quite enjoyable. So I highly recommend you go check out the series if you haven't. Have you watched the series? What'd you think of it? Tell me down in the comments down below. What'd you think of the characters, the story, what was your favorite part? All that great stuff. And thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace!